Think outside the box. I mean, we've all heard that a million times, right? In meetings and brainstorming sessions, everywhere. But what if the real secret to getting outside the box is actually understanding what's inside it first? Well, in this explainer, we're going to do just that. We're going to unpack this whole idea and maybe find a totally new way to solve problems.
So let's just dive right in with the big question. When someone says, hey, think outside the box, what are they actually asking you to do? Is it just about coming up with a slightly more clever idea? Or is it something bigger, a completely different way of looking at the problem itself? Let's figure it out.
You know, before we can even think about making that big leap outside the box, we have to know what we're dealing with. So first, let's get to know the box itself. What's our brain's default setting when it comes to solving things? Okay, so the walls of this thinking box are basically built out of logical thinking. And look, this is our brain's go-to tool for a reason. It's systematic, it's reliable, it's absolutely perfect for problems where there's a clear path. You know, like following a recipe to bake a cake or balancing your budget. It's how we make sense of the world, step by logical step. And this really breaks it down, right? Logical thinking is all about following a sequence. It loves established patterns, and it's always aiming for that one single correct answer. It works by building on ideas that are already there. This is what's called vertical thinking. Think of it like you're digging a hole. Logic is what helps you dig that exact same hole, just deeper and faster. But here's the catch. What if the treasure you're looking for isn't at the bottom of that particular hole? That's when digging deeper just doesn't help anymore. You need a completely different strategy. So it's time to put our default logical mode up against something else. And here you can see the difference, clear as day. If logical thinking is vertical, digging down, then lateral thinking is all about moving sideways and starting a new hole somewhere else entirely. One follows the path, the other creates a new one. One is analytical, taking things apart, while the other is generative, building something totally new, something unconventional. And this is what we really mean by thinking outside the box. Lateral thinking is all about intentionally challenging your own assumptions. It's about asking those what-if questions and exploring ideas that seem kind of weird or totally irrelevant at first. It's not about finding the next logical step on the staircase. It's about deciding to find a whole different staircase altogether. And this quote from Edward de Bono, the guy who actually came up with the term lateral thinking, just nails it. It's so simple, but so powerful. It doesn't matter how good you are at digging, if you're in the wrong spot, you're just not going to find what you're looking for. You have to stop digging and move. Okay, so we get the difference between these two ways of thinking. But why does it matter? I mean, who cares? Well, this isn't just some abstract concept. It has huge, real-world consequences for how teams and companies, and even just us as individuals, come up with big ideas and solve really tricky problems.
So here's the real takeaway. The goal is to build an environment, a culture, where this kind of thinking isn't just allowed, but it's actively encouraged. We're talking about a space where people feel safe to say, hey, what about this crazy idea, without immediately getting shot down. So how do we actually do that? Well, it starts with a few simple things. First, encourage people to ask questions, to really challenge the way things are done. Second, when a strange or unusual idea comes up, treat it like it has value. Don't just dismiss it. And third, you have to create a space for brainstorming where there's no judgment. The only goal is getting ideas out there, good, bad, or weird.
And why go through all this trouble? Because that's all it takes. Sometimes just one great idea that came from looking at a problem sideways can lead to a massive breakthrough. I mean, think about it. Every huge innovation you can imagine, from the phone in your pocket to the way we watch movies, probably started as an idea that sounded a little bit nuts at first. Now, let's be really clear about this. This is not about getting rid of logical thinking. Not at all. We absolutely need it. The real skill is finding the balance. It's about knowing when digging that hole deeper isn't getting you anywhere and having the courage to take that creative leap and start digging in a whole new spot.
So I'll just leave you with this one thought. Think about a problem you're dealing with right now. Could be big, could be small. What would happen if you just stopped trying to solve it the same old way, and instead you tried looking at it from a completely different, maybe even a slightly strange, new angle? That right there, that's your first step outside the box. Thanks for checking this out.